Hello everybody! You guys have been hounding me all about how to write an outline. So guess what? Today is your lucky day. I am here to answer your 10 most popular questions about outlining. Before I get started, a little disclaimer, all of my answers are based on my experience and research. People get very sensitive when it comes to outlines. Why? I don't know. Humans are weird. So just know from the start that I am a huge fan of outlining, and my answers are gonna reflect that. Let's get to the questions. Number 1. What exactly is an outline? An outline's kinda like a blueprint for your book. It breaks down the events that are gonna go down in sequential order. That way you can reference it while writing and make sure your story's going according to plan. Number 2. What does an outline look like? If you wanna get technical, there are rules for writing a proper outline, but so long as it works for you, it really doesn't matter what your outline looks like. Some writers follow a technical format, and there's a bunch of different kinds, like the skeletal outline, the flashlight outline, the topic outline. But some writers don't bother with technicalities, they just use numbers or bullet points. Bottom line, it doesn't matter what format you use, it just needs to be easy for you to follow. Because the point of an outline is to make the process a lot less complicated and soul-crushing. Number 3. Is there any benefit to an outline? Yeah, there are approximately a bajillion benefits. An outline will guide you throughout the writing process. It will significantly decrease or potentially eliminate plot holes. It'll make sure your storyline doesn't go off onto useless tangents. It'll increase your odds of crafting a super intense climax, because no one wants to be left hanging right before the climax, right? Get it? Get it? And it'll decrease your potential for writer's block. You won't be saying, I don't know what to write next, because you always know what to write next. It's in your outline. Also, writers who outline spend a lot less time in the revising phase than writers who don't outline. Number 4. I've been outlining for days and I'm stuck. What do I do now? There are lots of things you can do to unstuck yourself while outlining, but one of the most effective methods is to work backwards. Start with the climax of your novel and figure out all the steps that lead up to that moment. Not only will this help you nail down a super awesome climax right from the start, it'll also make the outlining process a lot simpler. It's easier to navigate a maze when you can clearly see the finish line. Now, while you're going through the outlining phase, just keep in mind it's normal to struggle. Outlining is hard for the same reason writing is hard. You're creating a lot of something out of a whole lot of nothing. But when you create an outline, you're basically getting a lot of that frustration out right at the start and in a shorter period of time versus experiencing it throughout the entire writing process. So if you're tempted to skip this step just because it's difficult, you're shooting yourself in the foot. If you want it easy, you probably shouldn't have decided to write a book. Number 5, does outlining ruin the creative process? How would it ruin the creative process? You're literally creating a story. That's what outlining is. Outlining is one of my favorite parts of the writing process because it gives me the opportunity to let my creativity shine. I'm inventing an entire story and I'm watching it unfold to completion. It's kind of a power rush. Outlining is essentially a streamlined version of storytelling. You're building a world and a plot and conflict and characters using nothing but your imagination. It's just instead of writing it in lengthy, colorful sentences, you're writing it in shorthand. And it's fun to do because you get to see this world you created completely mapped out in full. Number 6, with an outline, you always know what's coming next. Does that lessen the excitement of writing the novel? Honestly, it should probably do the complete opposite. I am more excited to write my novel because I know what's coming next. I don't get bored with the scene I'm currently writing because I know I've got to finish it if I want to get to the next scene. They kiss in the next scene, Jenna! Hurry the fuck up! Unless you've outlined a supremely boring story, knowing what's coming next should be exciting because the following content is often exciting content. Number 7, what if I need to deviate from my outline? A lot of people complain about having to deviate from their outlines, and the number one reason they cite is that their characters decided to do something else. First of all, take some ownership here. Your characters are fictional. They don't exist. Jenna! Someone had to say it. When you say your character decided to do something else, more often than not, what you really mean is that you outlined your story before you fully understood your character's psyche. You planned certain events to happen, but the characters you created don't mesh with those plans. The easiest way to avoid this dilemma is to thoroughly plan your characters alongside the outline. Create your characters to fit the plot and create a plot that fits your characters. Now, if you have to deviate from your outline to make the story as entertaining and realistic as possible, do it. The outline is not an ironclad contract, it's just a guide. But figuring out your characters alongside the outline could eliminate this problem altogether. Number 8, how long should my outline be? Fuck, I don't know. However long you need it to be to help write your story. Some writers prefer shorter, concise outlines that just cover the basic plot points. Others prefer lengthy outlines that leave no stone unturned. My outlines are usually really detailed and really long, well over 30 pages, because that's what works for me. You gotta figure out what works for you. Number 9, some famous authors don't outline. Why should I? First of all, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. No one's putting a gun to your head. But unless you're equally skilled and established, I wouldn't get into the habit of comparing yourself to famous people with years of experience. It's possible that you're the type of writer who doesn't need an outline. It's also possible that you don't know what the fuck you're doing and need all the help you can get. And just like there are famous authors who don't outline, there are also many famous authors who swear by them. I would recommend making your decisions based on trial and error and personal writing style, not because you're trying to emulate someone else. And number 10, do I have to outline? No, you don't. Typically, there are 2 types of writers, those who outline and those who wing it. Most people call them plotters or pantsers. I don't, because I think the word pantsers is dumb. There are definitely writers who are able to make up content as they go along and turn it into a masterpiece. But these writers are typically seen as the minority. Most newbies who try this method crash and burn. I'm just keeping it real. A lot of writers need an outline. It makes an extremely difficult process so much easier. If winging it works for you, then screw the outline, keep doing what you're doing. But if it's not working, maybe be realistic. Might be time to give another method a shot. So that's all I got for you today. Outlining can be hard to get a hang of at first, but once you get into the swing of things, it's a godsend. You can dabble with different outlining styles or vary between how detailed you want to be, but bottom line is you gotta choose a method that works for you. And in an upcoming vlog, I will show you my personal outlining method, so be sure to stop by. With that said, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos on Wednesdays. Eve the Awakening is still available in ebook and paperback on Amazon right now. You can also order a signed copy. All the links are listed below. And if you have any questions or if there's something you'd like me to talk about in my next video, be sure to tweet me at Jenna Moreci. Bye!